Oh, she is here.
Hey,
Hey,
TK.
it doesn't look like she's
Yeah,
winning the game. What's she doing?
What is that?
This is the best airport in the United States. Present company excluded. I like Sacramento's airport a lot.
What airport are you
I
at?
want to know.
I'm at Portland's, but this is what they've done. They've made all these cool little
That is nice.
areas.
That is very nice.
Really
It looks like
nice.
Very nice.
That looks like
you're at a resort or something.
Wow.
They got
Okay. Well, I was gonna
trees in
say
the
something,
middle.
but I ain't gonna say it.
Trees in the middle of the airport. Have you ever seen that before, except for Singapore?
Do you have a stupid rabbit that people take pictures of?
No, that's why don't nobody ever take a picture of the PDX airport.
Nope.
See,
We have a carpet.
We have a stupid rabbit.
No, and every time people come into Sacramento, they chick or
Trista,
chick take a picture of the rabbit, and boom, I'm back in town. No caption needed. You know the vibes.
How many times have you been to Sacramento?
Me?
Yeah, Trista.
3.
How many times have you taken a picture of that stupid rabbit? Yep. No, very good. That's the point. See, there it is. The only people that do it, the people that do it are the people that are from here, and they take claim to that stupid ass rabbit.
And I bet you next time Trista
it's like $3 million of wasted money.
She's taking a picture of the rabbit next time she comes through.
It's gonna be a Luda line, and if you know, you know.
Okay. All right. All right, TK. Where are you on your way to? Final Four?
Just picking,
San Antonio?
I'm picking. No, I wish I was in Spokane.
Yeah, let Lauren Betts live.
Yo, have you guys seen anybody in person before that you liked watching on TV, and then you see them in person, and you're immediately now changing your entire opinion about them as a player because now you see everything that the cameras won't show you?
Oh, man.
Come on.
She's the worst.
Oh, God.
She's the worst. She's got Bel Air Becky vibes.
Oh,
and
man.
That's tough. You know, that's tough for the culture for Lauren Betts and the fam. Tough. She's like, every time she scores, and one. And it's not even like, you know, a little bass in the voice. No, it's like Lauren Betts. Lauren Betts.
Right.
Let Lauren live.
Yeah. You guys like that nickname. I think this light will go out at some point.
That's fine.
Is that a light on your phone? Or light from the airport? Oh, okay.
It's going out.
You a pro, my bad.
Where's
your roadie, by the way? Because you're never holding the camera.
That's a great question.
I got friends who like to take photos. I've trained friends to say, hey, if we're gonna be hanging, I'm gonna need some content out of this. You know what I mean?
Nice.
You've trained your friends. That is spectacular.
Yep. And if me and you, Damien, were to hang out, like for a day, I'd be like, hey, if you see me doing something cool, I'm gonna need you to pull the phone out.
If you're hanging with me, you're probably not doing anything cool.
You don't know that.
I think you know that better. I think you know that.
What if we were at a game?
Oh, yeah, we do that at a game. That's no problem.
Yeah, we're at a game.
She's walking away talking crazy about Lauren Betts.
I know our guy Jake would do it. Jake would help.
Oh, Jake would absolutely do it.
Jake would absolutely help.
Jake knows about the content bag. Like, he could.
Yeah. Kyle would do it for sure.
Kyle took one of my favorite. Kyle took one of my favorite pictures ever. I think we were together. That one at the Echo and Rig.
Oh,
that
was
he
a
just
good
pulled
one.
his phone out and took that picture. That was Kyle. Yeah,
that was a good one.
I'm sorry, we got distracted. Where are you going?
I'm not going anywhere. I'm picking up a friend at the airport.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I'm in Portland for a minute.
Oh, okay.
Right,
Very good.
Yeah.
Very good. We were talking about Paige Beckers is having a phenomenal tournament. She is having an absolutely incredible tournament. Yes,
I was there for the 40 piece, and I was on that side of the floor when she had 26 in the second half. And Gino was right. She could have scored 50 because she was pretty cold and a little timid in the beginning of probably beginning to middle of the first quarter. And for her to put up 40, you knew, because it was a curb stomp game, right? That's what we knew it was going to be. And so you're watching it and you're like, I think she's got 30. And you look up and it's 33. And you're thinking, okay, how long is Gino going to keep her in? The number's 40, right? The number's 40. She hits a 3 to make it 40, and immediately the crowd goes wild as Gino brings her back to the bench. And after that game, what was insane was there was probably, I was on the baseline behind the band, which is always fun for NCAA tournaments, is that whole front section is the band. And there were probably 20 girls, young girls, waiting for Paige, waiting. And I'm thinking to myself, I've been to a few of these. I don't think Paige is coming back to the baseline. They had flags with her face on it. And slowly, I didn't want to hurt their dreams, so I didn't tell them, hey, she's not coming. And they were very confident. 10, 20, 30 minutes. Into the next game, they're waiting. And I'm thinking, I mean, where the dark, you've got the announcements of the team. They're still waiting. Laying down, sitting down in the aisle, just waiting for Paige.
Oh,
she
man.
never came out. Never came out.
I thought this was going to I thought the story was going to
No.
Happy ending.
Slowly,
No happy endings with Trysta Krick.
Slowly, one by one, their hope just eviscerated, just kind of disappeared into the ether. And I thought to myself, okay, that's what you get for being that confident.
She's a star. She's an absolute star. She's a bucket. I remember.
She'll point out UConn's the only 2 seed that advanced.
Yeah, messed up the perfect 8, or whatever they would call it.
That's okay, though.
Yeah, no.
I mean, because USC lost their attraction. With all due respect.
Paige is
a star. I want to see Paige in this.
Absolutely. I remember I was talking to you about this name maybe a couple of years ago, and I'm not saying it's exactly like this, but I said, man, Paige Beckers, man, it gives me like the way she scores, the way she moves on the floor is different than I've seen a lot of women basketball players before. I was like, it gives me Kyrie vibes of the women's game. Like just the way she moves, the way she can stop on a dime, the jump shot, the way the jump shot looks, it looks so pure, the form, all this other stuff. I mean, it is a sight to behold watching her play basketball. When she gets on a heater like she did the other night, that's one of the best things in basketball.
Her jumper too is so pure. The way that form is, her footwork is so fun to watch. She looks effortless out there. And I like that she's now becoming more aware that, hey, I need to be the primary scorer, because she wants to get 40 and 10 assists. That's what she wants. She wants to do and I think that's probably why people went so crazy, or at least one of the reasons that people went so crazy for Caitlin, is she was putting up 41 and 10 with 8 rebounds. She was just affecting every aspect of the game. And I think it's because she wasn't on UConn.
Can someone find Layla? Can someone find Layla?
Kylie, pick up your ID and your cell phone, girl. Can't go anywhere
Layla.
without that. Woo. Like I was saying, Iowa is not the same situation as UConn. UConn had AZ.
Now we need to find Melissa. Layla and Melissa. Can you please go where you have to go?
I'm so sorry.
Melissa.
That's literally what makes...
Melissa, please come to the sandwich shop for your sandwich and your ID.
Your pastrami sandwich is ready.
Yeah, what?
Does Portland have like a hot food? Like, does Portland have a food that it's known for?
We have the Oregon burrito, which has pieces of potato in it. It's really, really good. We're known for that. We're known for our, what would that be called? Like, what's it called when you have like boar's meat and you've got wild boar? It's almost like wild meats. Farm to table is kind of what Portland's known for. Portland's one of the first. Yeah, Portland's one of the first farm to table restaurants.
As opposed to farm to fork.
Hmm?
As opposed to farm to fork.
as opposed to no farm. Everything is straight from the whole, like the Safeway or the Fred Meyer's or the Kroger's. They're going to the farmers. So these restaurants will go out to the farms in the Portland area and pick everything. So they're getting from the farm to the table.
Well, see, TK, what he was referencing is Sacramento is the farm to fork capital. It took on that moniker about 15 years ago. Farm to fork capital, Sacramento.
Was it that long ago?
It's been a while.
That city just the same as farm to table with just some fancy rabbit like?
No, marketing. It's alliteration. Farm to fork. That's what it is. That's all it is farm to fork.
Yeah. Got it. And people are actually, they're not upset about that, but there's a water tower in South Sacramento. They used to say Sacramento, city of Sacramento, city of trees, right? And we used to all love that. And then they said, they took that off and said, Sacramento, or farm to fork capital. And people were pissed, including myself.
Yeah, it doesn't make any damn sense, really.
That wild meat reference is not going well. It is just started an onslaught of messages in the YouTube
wild meat. Let me show you my wild meat, girl.
All right, Trysta. Come on, TK, grow up.
That's just what I imagined when you said that. That's just what. Ain't nothing.
Wild thoughts.
Ain't nothing domestic about this meat right here, girl.
All right.
Frank Martin in the chat says it was like 6 years ago. No, it was like 15 years ago. 10,
I don't
15
think
years
it
ago.
was.
I know when they took that damn thing off.
Was 15 years ago?
Yeah, I got that shirt that said City of Trees in a defiant way, like 7 years ago.
Some people take a knee. Some people march for Black Lives Matter. Kenny gets a City of Trees t-shirt.
That's right.
He's getting political, folks.
Casey out here with his fist. Like, what you want to do?
We're not about to go farm to fork, okay? Not about to gentrify my town with your new sayings. Can I get this damn basketball takeout yet? So Sarah Strong, you have Sarah Strong, you've got Chen from Princeton, you've got AZ Fudd, you've got that kid, what's her name? Number 12. You know who I'm talking about. She's got a crazy last name.
What team?
UConn. UConn. They just got a squad, basically. Mm-hmm. So Caitlin did not have a squad. She had a bunch of randoms. She had Monica Cesano, who she was feeding the ball to a couple of years back. She had the little girl, Kate Marshall. These girls aren't WNBA players. Kate Martin as well. So that's why Paige can't get 41, 10, and 8. It's going to be one hell of a final.
Yeah, that game.
Can't wait to see.
Uh-oh. 3, 4. She unfroze. She kicked out. She unfroze at the last second. Everything is fine. Everything is fine. I think I'm going to vomit after I say this. UConn can win.
Absolutely.
Like, I know, like, the talk is UCLA. I know, the USC story kind of, it unfortunately, went the way that it went. They can win.
Mm-hmm.
Like, UConn can legitimately win this thing.
And I said this on Instagram, but it begs to be said again, which is Paige Beckers has made Gino likable.
Okay, that's good.
Are you seeing this? There's this little sort of playful banter back and forth between them. It's almost this like effervescence inside of Gino we normally never see, where he's saying all these positive things about Paige, and then 10 minutes later he's like, I didn't say that. It's just almost this tongue-in-cheek, doesn't want to praise Paige. Paige is saying he loves me more than any other UConn player in history. He's crying when she's leaving the podium. And then it's like, I wasn't crying. And Paige is like, yeah, he doesn't want to admit he was crying. He pretends like me leaving is the best thing in the world to happen to him. You got Sue Bird commenting on it. And that interaction humanizes Gino in a way where I don't really like Gino, me personally. I've never really liked that level of dominance and arrogance. And I didn't like how he treated Candace Parker. But this version of Gino, and when Chen got the bucket the other night, and he was like, it was almost like one of his kids got a bucket. And Chen's a bucket getter, right? She transferred, but she's not the star on this team at all. So that was fun. I think you can kind of root for UConn maybe for the first time in a long time. I know, Damien. I know. I'm sorry. It's just
April Fools! Nice job, Trysta. That was a good joke. That was funny. That was funny. That was gross too.
it's gross.
I do think Gino's. This is a hell of a sentence. Gino's arrogance has lightened up a little bit with age.
It has.
I also think the basketball world caught up with him a little bit.
Yes.
Dealing with Paige Becker's injuries and the rise of South Carolina, and then the emergence now of Juju on the West Coast, and what Mulkey did with LSU. Like it brings a certain level of like, okay, this thing has leveled out in a way that it's never really leveled out before. It's never really been at this place before. It was Pat and me, then it was me. And you had that Brittany Griner era there for 3-4 years, but it's still predominantly been me. And that kind of went away. And you did again. And also he is getting older, and you see him, as TK pointed out, light up. Now I wouldn't go as far as say I'm gonna root for him, but
can we root for Paige?
What team does she play for?
She plays for UConn, but can we root for Paige?
You can do what you want to.
Why can't you do it? It's just I get
refuse.
it. There's some personal stuff here.
I refuse.
It's personal.
He has enough titles. He doesn't need any more.
Did I see
he
correctly?
He hasn't had a title
yesterday?
since 2016.
How many does he have? He has more. He has like at this point he has way more than Pat. It doesn't even matter. He doesn't need any more.
But did I see correctly that they're going to their 16th Final Four in the last 17 seasons?
Correct.
Crazy.
And I remember the one they weren't there at. That was a couple years ago. That was Caitlin's first, right?
That was.
Were they there then? I don't think they were.
Caitlin's first Final Four.
Because
Yeah.
it
I can't remember.
It was Iowa, South Carolina, and LSU. Versus...
I don't remember who the
It
other
wasn't
one
UConn,
was.
though.
Yeah, I don't think it was either. Yeah, you're probably right.
Wow.
You're probably right.
Attention, please.
I do remember. Oh, she got a Gino tape.
On Alaska Airlines flight 778.
Alaska Airlines.
Service to Las Vegas. This
Oh,
flight
Vegas.
now depart at gate C7, C Charlie 7.
That's your flight, man.
One of my flights to Vegas. Let's go, baby. We turn it up.
Let's go.
Vegas.
Let's go. So who are you rooting for? Then
I'm not.
you just don't have
absolutely
any.
not.
You don't have any enjoyment with the champion.
No. I would rather. I'll root for Gino if he's playing one particular team. I'll let y'all figure that out. But I'll root for Gino in that game. But that's about it. I don't have a rooting interest.
All right. Sounds good. That sounds
I did
good.
the same thing. I did the same thing yesterday. No need to expand. No need for comments. We'll leave it there. But I think I'm going for South Carolina first, but I love to see Paige. Although Paige got one.
Paige got one?
Yeah, she won one when they were in Minneapolis. They won that one. I forgot who they beat.
I think that's what the lady over the loudspeaker was saying was, hey, y'all, Paige got a title. How long has Paige been in college? It feels like Paige has been there 6 years.
Yeah, people were all upset about me, all upset at me because I was back and forth with people in the comments over a video I just did about Olivia Miles. We had some Cliff Note Bible readers over there, and I was talking about how, well, if it's all about the NIL, then why wouldn't Paige just go back? Because she has the ability to go back if she wanted to one more year. She's got the COVID extra year, and then she also has the injury extra year from her ACL tear, where she missed an entire season. So this is her 5th year playing basketball. So I think she started in 2019, 2020.
I don't think Paige has one, bro.
She
You talking about a title? I don't think Paige has a title.
Paige does not have a title.
I don't think she does.
I'm gonna look it up. I remember
UConn
her.
hasn't
That's what I told
won
you.
a
She
title
won
since
the Naismith
2016.
Player of the Year award, but I don't think she's won a title. Like, yeah, Gino hasn't won one in a while.
Who won?
UConn hasn't won a
Oh
title
no, I think
since
South Carolina
2016.
did win that year. She might have not. You guys are right. I think she just played South Carolina. She like did great in the semifinal, and they played South Carolina and Minnesota. That's right.
Okay.
So yeah, I'd love to see Paige get one.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Wow.
Paige-
Wow. Okay. Well,
Paige
good.
getting
I'm
a
glad
title would be
we're
nice.
all rooting for UConn now. I'm glad we can all come to this
Well,
agreement that we
This
can work for
year.
UConn.
It's just
Well.
this 1 year, and then we'll go back to hating
You
UConn.
gonna root for UConn against your girl?
That's why I'm pausing this whole
Who's
thing.
your girl?
No.
Yeah. Who's your girl, Kenny?
Look, I love Don Staley. All right. That doesn't mean I don't love anybody else. I'm just saying I love Don Staley. I love South Carolina.
Carolina's a beatable team.
I got family. I got family in Columbia. That's where my family from, man. So it's love, man. It's always love in Columbia. So yeah, I'd love to see South Carolina win. But
Were you rooting for Maryland?
Huh?
Were you rooting for Maryland? Don't you have family in Maryland?
I do, but yeah, they got season tickets to the Maryland team too.
He's just talking.
That's
He's talking.
No, I love Don. I do love Don, but I do got the family in Columbia, and I would love to see Maryland win. Now, Maryland, they played. Who'd they play?
They played South Carolina.
They played South Carolina.
Oh, and that
we
game.
were watching it.
No, I was going for South Carolina.
Yeah,
that was close too.
That was
They almost
Brenda.
had them.
Yeah.
I was going for South Carolina in that game.
I was
Yeah,
texting with.
amazing. It was amazing. Maryland and Duke couldn't shoot free throws against South Carolina. It's crazy.
It was insane. It was insane watching, because you have to get a little lucky in order to have this much sustained dominance. And South Carolina got pretty lucky. And some of the substitutions that Dawn made were pretty electric. When she subbed in Raven Johnson against Maryland, and Raven Johnson immediately turned them over in a sideline out of bounds play. Nope, that's right off of you. That's our ball. Game over, pretty much. And I was wondering, why would she bring Raven in right now? Raven's defensively pretty damn good as it continues to turn out.
And one of the things, it kind of flies in the face of something I talked to Dame about the other day when it comes to hers. I always felt like South Carolina, if you can get them in a tight game. Oh, hold on.
She had a take on Don. She had a take on Dawn Staley, and Trysta muted it. She is just setting off this fire take right now.
But my thought was, if you can get Dawn in South Carolina in a tight game, she gets a little tight. Like, I just remember the Iowa game, and Dawn didn't have any answers. She was just like on a hope and a prayer. Like, I hope I forgot who couldn't shoot, but I hope she can make a shot, and I don't know what to do against Caitlin. And I was like, man, if you can get them in a tight game, you might be able to get them. Well, in the Sweet 16 and Elite 8, they were able to prevail in those close games. So,
and this is the first year in a long time that Dawn hasn't had a center that's 6'5" and above. 6'4", 6'5" and above. You had Camilla, you had Aaliyah, and now you've got Chloe Kitts, who's not really a center. She's 6'1", 6'2".
That's my girl, though. I like Chloe Kitts' game. I bet
you do.
I like her game. She's skilled, man.
Who knew that a call from the airport would yield so much overhead announcements? Why is PDX so busy at 2:16 in the afternoon
on a Tuesday?
And who are we picking up? Have we established this? Who are we picking up?
Portland Police Department.
Oh, now it's a male. Oh, now the guy walks in on reaction. The lady was talking too much. It's like, hey, bro, tapping you in, man. Trysta does not find this nearly as funny
Somebody's
as we do.
talking to her. Somebody talking to her now? Or is she just listening? Okay.
No, I just am waiting for them to be quiet. Be quiet. My goodness. Anyway, do you guys have NBA thoughts or no?
Well, our team stinks. Do you have any thoughts past that?
So we're done. We're done talking NBA for the rest of the year, or what?
Well, at least to the playoffs start.
Well,
What did you
we
guys
don't have
think
to be.
about Taylor Jenkins getting fired?
So it's it's tough profession. This is part of our profession.
I thought no class, no balls is what we thought. No class, no balls. That Memphis Grizzly organization.
No class.
I mean, we were surprised. I mean, a firing with 10 games left in the season in a team that's clearly going to the playoffs. That was surprising. KC tapped in on the Odyssey app to Memphis and found out no one there was surprised. This is something that they were rooting for. So I don't know. Have you learned anything about this firing since it happened?
I guess what you could kind of say is this has been sort of been in the works since last offseason, where the front office cut his knees out and took all of his Taylor Jenkins' assistants off the staff and put in place their staff that they wanted to run a new offense that Taylor Jenkins did not want to run. And so in that respect, you kind of knew they're not really effing with him that much. But then they fired the guy who was instrumental in inserting that offense, as well as Taylor Jenkins, which was odd. The timing with 9 games left to go is odd. Maybe they want to see what an interim head coach does in a playoff setting. No idea about that. Not sure what the reason is. And then what I'm also hearing or reading or, compiling is that Ja Morant, some reports are saying that he didn't like this offense, which, okay, that wasn't Taylor Jenkins' offense, number one. And 2, continue to be Team Taylor all the way up until the end, which is sort of similar to how it was with Damian Lillard and Terry Stotts when that was his only coach throughout his career. Also, how your guy De'Aaron Fox felt about Mike Brown at the end. So I wonder whether this is something that will lead Ja to go the same route that De'Aaron and Damian went, which is, okay, well, my time here then is pretty much come to a close.
What do you know about the Grizzlies owner?
I don't know a lot. I know that their GM, Zach Kleiman, is one of the better talent evaluators in the league. He's the one who got Desmond Bane, kind of finessed Boston with, I think, the 30th overall pick and found a way to trade for him. They've gotten guys like Gigi Jackson, who had slipped in the draft due to some off-the-court maturity issues, found Santi Aldama, the rookie this year, so Jalen Wells. So as a GM, I know he's pretty good, but I don't know anything really about how the ownership functions there at all.
Was he's been there for a while, right? Does anybody is he the guy that was there when they fired Dave Yeager? Because I'm pretty sure it was. I'm sure we would have heard of his sales since then, but I remember that was like that's when I first heard like, hey, this owner's a little different. You know what I mean? He's aggressive, he's a little different. I think there was like a story where he challenged, like almost for real, challenged one of the players or Yeager or something to a one-on-one game or something like that. Just bizarre behavior.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I would look it up for you, but as soon as I get to Safari, it will immediately turn StreamYard off. So I'm basically just here, just me and that's
vibing.
it. No
Vibing.
resources. Yeah, no, just vibing.
It's vibing. It's all good.
Yeah.
It's all good. What do you think the impact is on this going into the playoffs? Is there one? Is there a positive one, a negative one, no one?
I think it depends on how the players feel about this interim coach. We saw what happened initially with Doug Christie coming in, and there was a new life breathed in. Now, there's a lot less games left to be played. with that dead cat bounce. Maybe they're thinking, oh, with a dead cat bounce and a new coach, maybe we're more than just a first round exit. Because most experts thought that Memphis was a surefire first round exit with all of the injuries that they've had to Gigi Jackson, to Brandon Clark, John Morant on and off, and the discord within the organization that possibly this team was number 2 in the West at one point. Remember, last week I was telling you guys, this is not a good team right now. And you were, oh, you guys are kind of hating. Kenny, you were like, oh, you're kind of hating. They haven't beaten a 500 team or better since, I want to say, mid-February.
Are we talking about the Knicks or the
Grizzlies?
Sorry. Sounded
Grizzlies
like
been struggling.
No, it just sounded exactly like the New York Knicks.
Who is this? Damian Tapia here? And what's going on?
I was just
the hell is that all about?
Why are you getting so defensive?
Well, because that was an unwarranted shot.
The similarities,
at the Knicks in Oakland.
The similarities between Memphis and New York.
I can see
They can't beat teams above 500.
Not
the
right
Chicago
now.
Bulls of 4 years ago or whatever it was.
The Rose and Levine Bulls.
Oh, great. Well,
by the way, Robert Pera, he didn't challenge a player or a coach to one-on-one. I got that wrong.
Okay.
He challenged Michael Jordan to a game of one-on-one.
But didn't LeVar Ball do that too?
He's like LeVar Ball, yeah. Exactly.
He said with the $1 million going to charity of Jordan's choice, if the Bobcats owner, they were still the Bobcats.
Oh, my God.
Couldn't beat Pera in a game to 10.
Okay. All right, pal. Whatever. Is OKC your clear, like they're winning the title? Is that how you feel?
I think Boston's winning it.
Okay.
I don't think anyone can beat Boston when they're fully healthy in a 7-game series. I love OKC. Boston's just one of those teams that has so many damn three-point shooters. Joe Mazzulla has found out the secret sauce there. Derek White's playing really well. Kristaps Porzingis is sort of back into the swing of things now. He's had some really good games under his belt since coming back from injury. Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum. The team is just, you have Peyton Pritchard off the bench, 6th man of the year. They're just very deep, and anybody could score 30 at any given time. And so I think that's really, really hard to challenge, especially considering that they broke through that barrier that they kept having issues with, which we know what Boston is, right? When they are clicking on all cylinders, they're unbeatable. When they go back to their, I don't want to say selfish, but less in the system, that's when you see Jason Tatum take those, wiggle, cross, step back, contested three. Which, by the way, he hasn't done nearly as much this year. He's put his head down and gone to the rack a lot more, which I think is exactly what a guy of his size and skill level should be doing. But that's when they get into trouble. But they figured out how to still win 7-game series, even when they revert to that here and there. OKC, I just need them to do that in the playoffs. I need them to even just get through the West before I start thinking this is a title contender. They look really good. They're the best net rating in the league, best defensive rating in the league, highest deflections, steals, blocks, all of these metrics, they're in the top few, right? But I just need to see when it's winning time in a half-court situation and you're going against, I don't know, the Lakers, whoever it is, how do you respond?
I almost feel the same exact way she does. I feel the same exact way you do about OKC. I watch them play and I'm like, this team is great. Yeah. Like they're really good. And then I think, can they win the title? And I just go, I don't know. Like I don't feel like they can.
I need to see them in the playoffs, deep in the playoffs. They'll handle round 1 no matter who they play. I think they'll win round 2, you know what I mean, depending on who it is. But I want to see, we're talking about winning a championship, not just being there. And I need to see them in that conference finals, and I need to see them in that NBA finals actually get it done. I wanted to get this before Trysta left because it's something that I noticed this morning.
I hope your friend's flight gets here soon.
Don't do too. I noticed this morning when looking at the standings. I don't know if you talked about it yet or not, Dane, but Memphis, Golden State tonight. Mm-hmm. Memphis is a game in front of the 8th spot. they could fall into the play-in. They're a game ahead of the Clippers. The Memphis is in 5, but half game ahead of the Warriors, who they play tonight, a game ahead of Minnesota and the Clippers. They could fall all the way to 8, be on the road for their first playing game. That'd be crazy. They were just 3 or something 2-3 weeks ago, huh?
Yeah, and what's insane is that outside of OKC, the difference between 2 and 8 right now is marginal in terms of how many wins, and the games are starting to slip away here. There's not that many left. So we're going to get down to the last probably day of the season, and all of those games that go off all at once that Adam Silver has designed almost like the last day of EPL, they're all going to be meaningful in the West, which is, I think, pretty damn exciting. And you could be like, that last day could determine whether you got home court in the playoffs or whether you're in the play-in.
Great stuff as always, TK. A tremendous environment out at the Portland airport.
Leah, find Leah.
And get Melissa her sandwich.
Yep, and her ID back.
And her ID, yeah.
All right,
when does your friend's flight arrive? You've been there for like 40 minutes.
Well, I was sitting here talking to y'all. I got here a little early, and I'm talking to y'all.
So
I thought this was a better environment than the garage, but maybe not.
This is great. No, this was terrific. We see. It looks like you're at a resort with all of this stuff, but then there is a certain point where you turn and it looks like an airport. But it does look very nice.
A little bit.
It does. I love y'all. I'll see you next week.
All right, TK.
See y'all.